what happens when you have a disease that's invisible. For people who have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, understanding that these strange party tricks you've had your whole life, like touching your thumb to your forearm or popping your shoulders in and out, understanding that those could be part of a much larger problem is the first step in getting an answer. And you may have just accepted that being bendy is part of your personality. But then when you develop the chronic joint pain all over your body and deal with the constant fatigue, you may not be able to connect the dots that those two seemingly different problems are actually the same disease. I'm Dr. Erin Nance, a board-certified orthopedic surgeon, and this is day 2 of my 31 for 31 series on the most commonly misdiagnosed conditions that affect women. Ehlers-Danlos has been known since 400 BC, discovered by Hippocrates, the same Hippocratic Oath guy that we all talk about, do no harm. And it was formally categorized in 1901 and 1908 by, you guessed it, Dr. Ehlers and Dr. Danlos. So what is it? It is a connective tissue disorder. What does that mean? What is a connective tissue? Basically, a connective tissue is any part of your body that helps attach structures like bones and muscles. So we're talking about the skin, the ligaments, the tendons, the joint capsules, all of that kind of soft, mushy stuff. Now, while there are 13 subtypes of Ehlers-Danlos, the two that I'm going to touch upon are the hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos and the vascular Ehlers-Danlos. The hypermobile is by far the most common, and I think people recognize that these are the ones who can, pop their shoulder in and out of their sockets. They can scratch their back and touch their back with both hands at the same time. But these are the people who the joint pain can be unrelenting. Now, one of you guys, Maura, emailed me this story about how she was having awful vertigo and she couldn't even get out of bed. Her doctors claimed that she was attention seeking, making it up, and turns out that because of her Ehlers-Danlos, her skull was not connected properly to her neck, causing instability, and the head was squashing the brainstem. Okay, the first part of the spinal cord that meets the brain. And that was causing the vertigo, not the attention seeking. The women who have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome are often labeled as hypochondriacs, drug seekers, or just straight up liars. And as if the constant pain of all of your joints being unstable isn't enough, the vascular type of Ehlers-Danlos syndrome is potentially deadly. Because if you can imagine the effect on your skin is that it's stretchy or that your joints are loose, imagine what the walls of your aorta are like if they're stretchy. When that happens, it's called an aneurysm. And if that aneurysm bursts, you're probably gonna die. Now, how did you get